New rules.
No room service cars anywhere between Last Street and the Crown.
You're not even a fucking chink to be giving out rules. Show up.
Joey was once a Special Forces soldier. During a mission in Afghanistan, his unit was ambushed. He survived, but 5 of his comrades did not. Consumed by rage and panic, he mistakenly opened fire on civilians, believing they were attackers. The entire incident was recorded by a military drone. As a result, Joey was brought before a military court. While undergoing treatment for war-related psychological trauma at a military hospital, he escaped and disappeared from military control. A year later, Joey continued to struggle with post-traumatic stress and overwhelming guilt, living on the streets and turning to alcohol to numb the pain. During that time, he befriended Isabel, a homeless girl, and the two relied on and supported each other to survive. One day, 2 thugs showed up to extort protection money. After a tense confrontation, Joey was forced to flee onto the rooftop of an apartment building. With no way out, he discovered an unlocked skylight and took a desperate leap into the apartment below to escape. Isabel was left behind and fell into the hands of the thugs, something Joey was completely unaware of. Confronted with his own reflection in the mirror, Joey sank into a swirl of conflicting emotions. He cut off his unkempt hair and put on an expensive suit, as if trying to become someone else. Just then, the landline rang. In a voicemail message, the apartment's owner explained that he was in the United States and would not return until October, meaning Joey had a free place to stay for the next 8 months. Joey accidentally found a debit card along with its PIN and quickly withdrew cash from an ATM. However, starting over was far from easy. Old memories kept resurfacing, dragging him back into despair and driving him once again to alcohol as a way to escape the past. Even so, concern for Isabel's safety continued to haunt him. While drunk, Joey went to ask Christina about Isabel's whereabouts. When the girl could not be found, Christina began to suspect Joey's new suit and unusual appearance, believing he might be involved in something shady. Joey immediately dismissed her suspicions, claiming that the clothes were simply a gift from God. Joey thanks Christina with £500 and asks her to keep an eye out for Isabel. With such a large sum of money, Christina briefly considers buying something for herself, but she soon becomes suspicious of where it came from. After a sleepless night of deliberation, she decides to turn the money in. However, the prioress advises her to keep it, arguing that even if it were reported to the authorities, the money might not be handled transparently. In the end, Christina chooses to use the money to fulfill a long-deferred wish, attending the farewell performance of a renowned ballerina. Meanwhile, Joey's condition continues to deteriorate. An old wound becomes infected, sending him into a high fever as painful memories and hallucinations relentlessly flood back. Because he is wanted by the Ministry of Defense, Joey cannot seek medical help. Left with no other choice, he returns to Christina, who still has antibiotics on hand to help him get through it. Even so, Isabel's whereabouts remain completely unknown. Before leaving, Joey gives Christina his address, just in case Abel comes looking for him. Upon returning home, Joey pours all the alcohol down the drain, symbolically cutting ties with his chaotic past. He drives the luxury car borrowed from the apartment's owner and distributes flyers searching for Isabel throughout the streets. Not long after, Joey receives a voicemail from Isabel asking him to stop looking for her. She says she is working for a gang to save money so she can leave London and will contact him when the time is right. The message brings Joey a measure of relief, but he has no idea that Isabel is being forced into prostitution and that the recording was actually sent under the name Duras. Determined to rebuild his life, Joey begins to change himself. He stays sober, trains diligently, and finds honest work at an Asian restaurant. Joey works double shifts for double pay, not only washing dishes, but also interacting with the restaurant's special clientele.
Hey, fucking there's your tit. That's right, mate. Here's your fucking tit, man. Get touch my boy! I can't leave him, mate. He's a fucking fucking soft southern fucking court! Hey! Easy, pal! Fucking get off him!
You'll miss your train.
Fucking have it! Good one, mate! Oh! Fucking get him!
His calm demeanor and exceptional capability quickly impress the manager, who realizes that Joey does not belong in his current position. As a result, he decides to introduce Joey to the restaurant's owner, Mr. Choi. The restaurant is merely a front for a local Asian mafia, and Mr. Choi is in need of a driver for his illicit operations. Driven by a desperate need for money, Joey accepts the job without hesitation. He is soon assigned the role of the gang's problem solver.
Sure.
New rules.
With his combat skills and cold efficiency, Joey quickly rises to become Choi's most trusted enforcer. With the money he accumulates, Joey quietly builds a financial safety net to support his ex-wife Dawn and their daughter, people he feels too ashamed to face. Despite walking an illegal path, he continues to donate food regularly to Christina's charity kitchen. In July, Joey finally musters the courage to meet Dawn. The encounter leaves her emotionally shattered. She breaks down in tears and lashes out in anger at the sight of him. Since Joey's disappearance, child support payments were cut off, she lost her job, and struggled just to keep a roof over their heads. Tormented by guilt, Joey urges her to hold on, leaves her a large sum of cash, and promises to put everything right. A few days later, Christina receives devastating news. Images confirming Isabel's death are sent to her. Joey is plunged into unbearable grief. The autopsy reveals that Isabel had a history of substance dependence and had been assaulted before her death. The truth ignites Joey's rage and hardens his resolve to track down the two men responsible for her abduction.
I'm surprised. Changed. You got a knife? I got a spoon. Who killed Isabel?
Show him! Show him!
Who killed Isabel? You're only alive because I need information. Name?
They don't use names.
Describe him to me.
A dirty city boy. Scar over his eye. That's all I know.
But for Joey, tracing the man on his own is nearly impossible. Instead of contacting the police directly, he asks Christina to pass all the information to the authorities, hoping that justice will ultimately be served.
With a gangster.
Joey returns to working for the gang while waiting for new information from Christina.
Vincenzo,
He draws unwanted attention from the police, who begin searching for him and eventually come to Christina. To protect Joey, she compromises her principles and fabricates a story. When she meets him again, Christina is more conflicted than ever. A first kiss the day before unintentionally awakens emotions she has never allowed herself to face, perhaps the first time she has ever felt what could be called love. Yet, a haunting past and the strict vows of her religious life leave her torn between moving forward and continuing to run away. Her frustration deepens when she realizes the police have all but abandoned Isabel's case, simply because she was a prostitute. Faced with such indifference, Joey loses faith in the law and chooses to take matters into his own hands, following a more traditional path of justice. Christina opens up about her deeply buried wounds. Though she longed to become a ballerina, she was forced onto the path of gymnastics, living under crushing pressure from a ruthless coach. Years of endurance pushed her to the breaking point, culminating in an irreversible act. After the incident, Christina is imprisoned for many years, living with guilt and unhealed trauma. She comes to believe that only devotion and good works can redeem her sins. To Christina, desire is synonymous with moral collapse, and Joey's presence causes her repressed emotions to resurface. To escape this inner conflict, she voluntarily requests a transfer to Africa starting on October 1st. In contrast to Christina's withdrawal, Joey chooses to confront his fate head-on. To seek justice for Isabel, he allies himself with a female mafia boss, agreeing to take part in a highly dangerous human trafficking operation, one no one else dares to touch, in exchange for her help in tracking down the killer. Joey completes the mission without a hitch. True to her word, the female mafia boss invites him to a gala where the killer is expected to appear. When the day arrives, Joey asks Christina to meet him in a park to take some photos. Both of them quietly understand that this may be their last meeting. Sensing that something bad is coming, Joey asks Christina to take a few pictures, not only for his daughter, but also for her. For the first time, he lets go of his hardened exterior and asks Christina whether he is a good person. Christina smiles at the change in him, but reality quickly pulls them back when she tells him that she will be leaving for Africa the next day. Joey is stunned but tries to remain calm, softly asking about her plans. The more they try to suppress their feelings, the more uncontrollable those emotions become. Before parting, Christina decides to stop running from her heart. They return to the apartment, hoping to share one last night together. But everything is cut short when the owner unexpectedly returns, forcing them both to leave. Joey suggests that they run away together, but Christina firmly refuses, reminding him that life is not a fairy tale. The weight of their past and the harshness of reality make it clear that they are not meant to be together. As evening approaches, Joey visits his ex-wife. He meets his daughter again. She does not even recognize who he is. Joey quietly leaves behind the photographs and all the money he has saved over the past months. With nothing left to hold him back, he heads straight to the gala.
Yes. Who are you?
How was your bonus this year? Was it good?
It was very good. Are you from Cisco or American Eagle?
No. I'm from down there.
Who are you?
Who am I? Let me think.
Just look, what the hell do you want?
I think you should know how it feels to be down there.
After everything is over, Joey wanders the streets drunk once again. Christina silently drapes a scarf over his shoulders and sits beside him. That night, Joey wakes up and, for the first time, opens up about his past, about the moment he lost control, caused an irreversible tragedy, and why he has always turned to alcohol to escape those memories. As his confession pours out, tears fall, revealing that beneath his tough exterior is a man who longs only for an ordinary life. The next morning, Christina leaves for Africa as planned, leaving behind her red dress in the old room. She discovers a letter Joey has left for her, along with his photograph and a farewell message. In it, Joey promises to try to become a better person, even though the road ahead remains uncertain.